What is up, guys? My name is Garrett and welcome back to another C# studs tutorial. This time we're going to talk about iterations. So you may ask, what the heck is an iteration? It sounds like some, I don't know, Chinese word or something. We are going to give you a look at this Wikipedia page for an iteration. Go ahead and read through that, and yep, that'll be the lesson for today. So I'll give you some time to read through that. Check my Twitter real quick. I'm actually checking my Twitter right now. So. Alright, are you done reading yet? Alright. Close out of Twitter here. Okay. So, this is all just a bunch of jumbled garbage. So we're going to go to an easier way to understand what an iteration is. So here we have a loop. This is a do-while loop. And basically what it does is it starts at 0. And it enters this only while I is less than 10. If that's true, then it's going to add 1 to I. And it's going to write whatever I says to the console. So we're going to start at 0. Let's get into this loop. It's going to get to 1 because it adds 1. This is an increment. So it says 1, and then it loops back up here while 1 is less than 10, so it's still true. So it's going to go back here and say 2, and then 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to loop through at 9 and say, okay, add 1 more. It's going to get to 10. Oh, we get back up here while I is less than 10. Well, 10 isn't less than 10. It's actually equal to 10. So it's going to exit the loop now. It's not going to run anymore because it's false. And we're going to just terminate that code. So still, what is an iteration? Well, an iteration is this example code running one time through. So say we start at 0. It's less than 10. Gets put to 1. Writes the line. Boom. That's one iteration. So that's one time the code runs within a loop. So now we're going to go to some code to see that in action. Right now I have a form with a button and a label. And I also have an integer array, named example, that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it. So I've already written a do-while loop. I'll kind of explain to you what it does. So first of all, it sets, this is on the button click event, by the way, so whenever I click the button, this will happen. First of all, I have an integer defined as sum equals 0, so that sets our sum equal to 0 every time. And then this I here is our incrementer or our counter, just like you saw in this example here. And it starts at 0, and basically this is how you write it. So you do first, your bracket, and then sum, which is our summation here, plus equals example I. So what this does is starts at 0 while it is less than example.length, so the length of our array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So while it's less than 5, 0 is less than 5, so it's going to pop in here. Sum plus equals example 0. So it takes 1, adds 1 to sum, and then it increments I. So basically what that does is it sums up all of our numeral, numbers in here. So I go 1, and the next time it adds 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. So overall you should get 15 out of that, and it sets the label's text to the sum. So we're going to see that code in action here. Hit the start button. Boom. It says 15. So now we're going to write a for loop. The thing I like about for loops is it basically has the incrementer already accounted for within the statement here. So we do for, we define our counter, and I equals 0. I is less than example.length. It's basically the same thing that we had before. And then I plus plus. Almost exactly the same thing as we had. Sorry, you don't need brackets after that. That's almost the exact same the exact same thing we had before with the do while loop, except it's a little more concise. It's not as complicated in my opinion, but we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. So sum, we got rid of sum here. Int sum equals 0. We're going to say sum plus equals example I. That'll be the same thing. It's going to add all of our numbers in our array here to sum, and then we are going to set it to a labels text sum.to. And let's see that in action. So we'll go ahead and hit start here. And we're going to click on it. Still 15. Very good. Let me see if I can do a what we call a nested loop. We kind of addressed this whenever we did a nested if statement. So it's basically a loop inside of a loop in this case. So we're going to say for int j equals 0, j is less than example dot length j plus plus. So this should be interesting. So basically what this does is, so we're starting at 0 within this array, and within that 0 we have another loop that sums this up. So what this is doing is it's saying, okay, we're going to start in here, this is 0, this is 0, so we're going to sum up all the array, so that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so this makes 15. Then we're going to 1, and then we're going to restart this array all over again. So basically what this does is it should equal 75, I believe. Let's double check that. Yeah. So what that did was it ran this code 5 times because that's our example.length. It's just running this inner loop 5 times. So that's kind of what a nested loop is. It's just a loop within a loop. It's pretty useful, I guess, if you want to do multiple summations. In this case, we wanted to do 6, I guess 5 of this one summation. Let me double check my rubric here, see if I hit everything. Nesting of loops, done. For loops, done. Do while loops, we addressed those earlier in the video. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment on this video. I will answer those. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit us with a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us again today.